So, good morning, students. So, welcome to the computer class. Due to some reasons, I was unable to take the previous classes. So, actually I was not feeling well. So, I have not taken the classes for you. From now onwards, I will take the regular classes. Okay. I think I have completed second chapter and the exercise questions and in the fill in the blanks and true or false, what are all the questions will be there, no? So I will give the answers through pictures. So I will send the pictures in the group, so you can take it from the group. Okay, now we can move to the next chapter, third chapter, that is the introduction to C. Okay, I think all of you have heard C++. I think these are all the programming languages. Okay, so before before going to study the C++, now we can study the C language. Okay, so I will explain what is a C language now. Okay, the third chapter is introduction to C here. So C is a general purpose programming language and it is developed by the Dennis Ritchie. Okay, this is one of the programming language. So then what do you mean by program? A set of instructions, that what we can call it as a program. Okay, so to write a program in a systematic manner, we are using so many languages. In that, C is one of the languages. Simply they have given the name it as C. There is no any such exact reason for that. Simply they have introduced the name called C. Okay, this is one of the general purpose programming language. So through these programming languages, we can develop many softwares. Okay, for example, consider now we are using WhatsApp, isn't it? Then how they have introduced? So by writing some of the programs, I mean by developing a software. So using so many languages they have introduced, like that this C is one of the general purpose programming language. Using this C languages they are going to develop a software. Okay, then what are all the features of C? We can see it one by one. Okay, features of C. First feature, this is quite popular as it is reliable. It is reliable and it is powerful languages. It is one of the powerful language. So to introduce most of the software applications products, these C languages are introduced. Okay, then next one, it is a robust language. That means it is having a rich set of functions and operators in it. So we can study what do you mean by operators and functions later. Okay, to build a functions and operators, we are using a programming language, that what we can call it as a C. Okay, the next feature, this is a middle language. It is having the capability of combining the assembly languages with the high level languages. I think all of you know high level languages and low level languages. Okay, so it will going to make the capability of combining those languages. Okay, this is another features. The next feature is we can writing a code in C with efficiently. That means we can write the code very fastly, and because it is having a variety of data types and it is having a powerful operators. So due to it has a built-in functions, so using those functions and operators we can easily write a program by using a C languages. Then another feature is this is a highly portable. That means for example, consider we have written one of the program by using the C languages. If you want to modify any in the program, we can modify very easily. That gives it is a very portable languages. Okay, then next feature is this is well suitable for programming languages where problem can be divided into terms of functions, models or blocks. In that cases, C we are using a C programming languages. Okay, then another feature, it is having the ability to extend itself. Okay, So and it means that we can add our own functions to the existing C library. So for example, consider we have written one of the C programming languages. In that, if you want to modify any of the programmings in that program, we can modify it, and we can add any of the functions in between that program. So it is having this ability to this programming languages, that we can call it as a C programming languages. Okay, this is all about features of C. Okay, then we can move to the next topic, that we can call it as a C compiler. Then what do you mean by compiler? Yes, anyone? So compilation, before executing, we are doing a compilations. So when we start when we have written a C programming, we have to compile it, and we have to debug it, and we have to execute it. Compilation means if you want to do any of the modifications, to adding any of the functions and deleting any of the functions, that takes place what we can call it as a compiler here, compilations. So before you start writing a C program, you need to have a C compiler in your computers, which translate the programming into machine languages. The one which will going to translate the program into machine languages. That means machine languages means binary languages like zeros and ones. Programming languages will be in English like languages. What the computer it will take the machine level languages. Whatever we are giving a instruction to the computer, that will be in terms of English like languages. So before then once we have given that instructions to the computer, that will going to convert it into the binary languages like zeros and ones. So after converting that it into a binary languages, then it will going to compile it, and it will going to debug the errors, and it will going to execute the programs. That what we can call it as a C compiler. Okay, and this C program code also known as a source code. For that we can also call it as a source code. So this is all about the C compiler. Okay, then we can move to the next topic, that what we can call it as a applications of C languages. These languages can be used for, see here, one by one: operating systems, language compilers and interpreters, assemblers, text editors, network drivers, modern programs, database management systems. See here, for all these for all these softwares, we are using these applications of C languages. Okay, next we can move to the next topic, that what we can call it as a fundamentals of C. So how to write a C program then? What are the requirements are necessary for writing the C programs? That we can see one by one. First one will be character set. Okay, as they have given in 3 tables, that is alphabet, digits and special symbols. So we are using alphabets to write a C program, we are using a digits to write a C program, and we are using a special symbols to write a C programs. So what are all the alphabets? A to Z. We are using even capital letters and small letters, both we are using letters. That what we can call it as a character set. There are 3 type of character sets. They are the alphabet, digits and special symbols. And digits, 1 to any numbers, 0 to any numbers, we are using digits. And the special symbols like hash, percentage and double inverted, single inverted, comma, full point, all these special symbols we are using to write a C programs. These are all the we can call along these 3 we are calling it as a character set. So this is one of the fundamental we are using to write a C program. Okay, next we can move to the next topic, that what we can call it as a constants. Okay, constants. There are 2 type of constants. Means, for example, if you have given any number to a particular variable, for example, consider a equal to 2. If you have given like this, we are giving a value to the a as 2, fixed value, that what we are given, that we can call it as a constant. Okay, there are 2 type of constant here, numeric and character. In numeric there are 2 type of character, 2 types. There are integers and real. See here, we can see before going to that one, I will explain what you mean by constant again. So these constants are the quantities whose values do not change during the execution of a program. For example, I have told before only a equal to 2, we have given the number, the value of the a to the whole program, it will be 2 only. The value will not going to change throughout the execution of the program. For that we are calling it as a constant. And we can see the types of constant one by one. Numeric constants. Okay, numeric constants, the values can be integers, numbers or real numbers. So the numbers which are integers or it may be real, these are the numeric constants. So we can see integers. So integers means the minus, example they have given minus 12, 20, 42, the whole number that what we are given, that we can call it as an integer here. And the real numbers, the decimal numbers that what we are writing, that we can call it as a real numbers. They have given the examples here, minus 7.86, 1.55, 0.756, these are all decimals, no? So the decimal numbers that what we are giving a value to a variable, that what we can call it as a real constants. Character constants. Then what do you mean by character constants? These constants can be single character or multiple characters. So single characters means the numbers which are enclosed within a pair, that what we can call it as an single characters. For example, consider they have given it as, see here, P. In the P, if you have written in terms of double inverted, in terms of single inverted, that what we can call it as single characters. And a string constants. For example, if you have written it in a string, that the sentence, that what we can call it as a string constants, that we have written it in a double inverted, that what we can call it as a string constants. Okay, next we can move to the next one, that what we can call it as a keywords. So keywords, what do you mean by keywords then? Keywords are the reserved words in programming. So reserved words. So for example, consider they have given, let us have a look at the C keywords: continue, break, case, static, float, enum, go to, double, int. See here, while these are all the keywords we are using to write a C programming languages. Okay, once you are starting to write a C programming, then we are going to know what are all the keywords. So this is all about the keywords. Okay, then identifiers. Then what do you mean by identifiers? The identifiers are the names given to the C entities such as variables, functions and structures. So these are all the entities. For example, those are variables, functions and structures. Those are all there, no? For that we are calling it as an identifiers. There are two type of identifiers, int add and int num. For example, considered like int add and int num. Then some rules will be followed by the identifiers while writing a C programming. They are, the name of an identifier can include alphabets. So identifier may include the alphabets and digits, underscores and the dollar sign. Okay, and character must be alphabet or an underscore. Okay, then it should never be a C keyword. Then an identifier should not contain any space or punctuation marks. It should not contain space or the punctuation marks, and it can be of any length. Okay, these are all the rules that are followed while writing a C program by using the identifiers. Then we can move to the next topic, that what we can call it as a variables. Then what do you mean by variable? A variable is a named memory location to store data. As I said, while writing a C programming, we are giving some value to a variables, to the alphabets. For example, assume A equal to 20 and marks equal to 90.5 and value equal to A, name equal to Shilpa. We have to give any values to a particular alphabets or to any of the characters, that what we can call it as a variable, and their value may change. We can change the value to the alphabets, that what we can call it as a variables. For example, consider we are writing one of the program. In that program we have given the name, we have given the value to the alphabet A as 20. We can change the name 20 to 30, like that the values will going to change, that what we can call it as a variables. Next one, we can move to the expressions. Then what do you mean by expressions? So expression is a combination of constants, variables and operators. So that what we can call it as an expressions. For example, in mathematics you have studied the expressions. For example, consider 10 plus 20 equal to 30, isn't it? So like, and num x plus y comma and a star b, I mean a into b plus c divided by d, that what we call this, it has a expressions. Okay, then we can move to the next topic, that what we can call it as a statements. Statement causes the computer to carry out some definition, some definite actions. To execute some of the definite actions, we are using some of the statements. There are three types of statements. They are the expression statements, control statements and the compound statements. Okay, we can see these one by one. Then expression statements. Expression statement consists which is followed by the semicolon. For example, see here they have given a equal to 5. They have, after writing a 5, they have written it as a semicolon. Okay, so the expression which ends with a semicolon, that expression we can call it as an expression statements. Then control statement. The control statements enables you to execute the particular set of statement depending on the condition and controls the flow of a program. Okay, so once we have written the expression statement, it will going to control all the statements, then it will going to execute it. That what we can call it as a control statement. Then we can move to the next one, that we can call it as a compound statements. See here, it consists of several individual statement enclosed within a pair of braces. See here, braces means flower brackets. See here, in the flower bracket they have written some of the statements. They have given value to the pi. I think all of you have heard about the pi. The value of pi will be 3.142. Okay, like that. Circumference. What is the circumference formula? 2 star pi star radius, isn't it? And area, pi star radius into radius. So these statement they have written it in a they have written it in a braces. If the statements are written it in a braces, then we can call to that it as a compound statement. Then C instructions. 1 minute. Then we can call it as a C instructions. Then what do you mean by C instructions? I think it's enough for today. So I will continue in the next class. Till now, if you have any doubts, you are very free to ask in your group. Okay, take care. Bye.